Good evening, my name is Leoric from Bloom, and welcome to Minutes History, where I basically ramble about a topic that I would like to talk about, but I don't have the time to do a full video about it yet, so maybe in the future we'll come back to this topic and do a full dive about it. So yeah, I want to talk about Henry VI and his badass wife, but in order to do that, I have to give you guys a context, the War of Roses context, so might as well. I'll do a brief summary of it. I just want to tell how he got captured, okay? So yeah, let's go. So, the Wars of the Roses were a series of civil war for the throne of England between House Lancaster, the Red Rose, and House York, the White Rose. Well, they got something in common, they're a bunch of pricks, and they're fighting and almost killed off all of their male heirs, all because Henry VI cannot get his game on, and they're afraid that Henry will leave the throne without an heir, right? Well, not afraid, they're fighting for power. Bastards. Anyway, by 1453, his wife was pregnant, finally. But at that point, it's a bit too late because Henry was gone. He's so gone beyond mental and unable to govern at that point. And so the nobles called for a great council, and a bloke called Richard, the head of House York, had himself declared Lord Protector during Henry's period of mental instability. At that point, they just hoped that Henry was mental for good and just took the role or whatever. Anyway, on 1455, Henry managed to gather his marbles back, and he tried to take the throne back. So that resulted in the first Battle of St. Albans, and Henry got imprisoned the first time, and Richard assumed his position as the Lord Protector. Now, Margaret, Henry's wife, she inspired the Lancastrians to challenge York's claim to the throne, to the rule. And yada yada yada, the war continues, the York fled the country, Henry's rule was restored, and the York invaded them again. And Henry got captured again, the second time, and the York was back at it being the protector of England. And funny enough, Richard was advised not to take the throne to avoid more conflict, I guess. But so yeah, that's a side note. And Margaret gathered the Lancastrian on the north. She pushed... I have trouble with ash sound, okay? Bear with me. She pushed south and managed to release Henry. And the rebellion got crushed. And by 1464, Henry was captured again for the third time. So Margaret, being the badass wife that she is, she tried to release Henry again. Well, she failed this time, sadly, and she was captured. And Henry was killed. He was executed in the Tower of London. Finally. And... oh, fuck, how do I finish this? Oh, at the end, a distant relative of the Lancastrian bet the name of Henry Tudor with the shit of the Yorks. And voila, the end. So yeah, that's that. I hope it can spark your interest in this topic and you can do your own research about it. And hopefully, I can do a deep dive into this topic, maybe a series of video just about the War of the Roses thingy and how it ties to Yu-Gi-Oh! Somehow. And yeah, that's it. See ya.